Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick. And, Coach, you go down to Williamsburg last Saturday. It was homecoming, big crowd, actually the biggest crowd they've ever had at Zabel Stadium. And the next thing you know, it's 17-0 William and Mary, and it looks like they're pumped from their fans, and things are just not going to go your way.
Yeah, we saw all those people in the stands, heard that it was a record crowd, wanted to keep them there, you know what I mean? So that's why we we got started probably as poorly as I think we wouldn't have, been able to prepare for that type of start. So William and Mary just methodically did what they do. They got 7 yards. They booted for 12. They ran the ball for 3. They put the ball in another person's hands, got 6. They just methodically moved down the field against us. And then our offense comes up, and, we drop a ball on third down, which would have gotten us a first down, and boom, their offense is back out there, methodically charging. We held them to a field goal, and then they come back, charge for a touchdown. Offense comes back, moves a little bit, but doesn't get anything. And then they go right back out to doing what they're doing. And, that was really the concern going in, is just getting that offense derailed. They play very, very well when they have the lead or tied, which is what we saw. Then they have their whole array of what they can do. And you saw that really in the first 4 drives. Fortunately, we get a stop. Gets to be 17-0. Offense finally gets some momentum going, able to kick a field goal, and then we come back and get a stop defensively, make them kick a field goal. They miss, and really that drive was a unique drive that they had. It started with like 9 minutes, and I'm sitting there going, okay, hey, no matter what happens, we're going to get the ball back. We're going to have a chance to go down and score. And I look up, and there's like 4 minutes left. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to start calling timeouts if we're going to get this thing back, because they're just bleeding it every second of that play clock. So they missed the field goal, get it back. We have the opportunity to drive. We missed the field goal, but really felt like right there we created some nice momentum and felt like, okay, we can move the ball, we can stop them. Now we just got to do it more consistently.
What was your message at halftime?
Yeah, very simple. Let's take what we just learned in the first half. Defense, you just got to stop. Offense, you just drove the length of the field. Let's take that and let's turn it into points coming out of the half. And so, I wanted to make sure that offensively we did everything possible. Not that you don't every game, but just kept reminding them, hey, we got to get points early. We got to get points early. We got to cut this lead. Kick a field goal. It's an 11-point game. Score a touchdown. It's a one-score game. And really everything fired on all cylinders in that first drive. And so, we were moving the ball. We get a third down stop, but we had talked, Britt Myers, our punt coordinator, he's like, Coach, the fake's there. If we call this thing, Coach, it's going to have to be, backed up. It's going to have to be in the 30 to the 40-yard area because of how they attack their punt. I'm like, hey, man, we got to go for it. We got to do it. And so he picked the timing. He designed the play.
Changed the game.
It really did, because
changed the game. Fake punt that worked to change the game.
Yeah, we'd been out there for about 6-7 plays or something like that. That was play 8 of that drive. And then all of a sudden we go 15 more plays.
22-play drive.
23 with the punt.
Have you ever had a drive of that many plays?
Yeah, I was trying to think about that, and a couple people have asked me that. I know we've had a couple in the 20s. I don't know about 23 with everything that took place, and I don't know that we've had it with a punt or something like that. That was fantastic. And you talk about completely flipping the script of a William and Mary team, that their offense is used to being out there 13 minutes in a quarter, and the defense is over sitting on the bench. Well, now our offense is over there. Their defense getting tired. Our defense getting new life, getting fresh. And so by the time our defense got out there, they're revved up and ready to go, and their offense is out of sync.
But they had even more time, your defense, because they fumbled the kickoff return, and you go in and drive and score again. You had the ball the entire third quarter. I don't think that I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, really, by the time those 2 drives ended, it was 13:30 that we had taken up. And so they get it for like a minute, or maybe 13:31. They get it for like a minute 29, something like that. Yeah, that could not ask for a better sequence of events to just play out for the Tigers, and for us to really go from, okay, down 17-0 to now all of a sudden 17 unanswered. We got 14 in the second half, and it's a tie ball game. All right, put their offense out there and let's see what happens. And our defense answered the call.
Absolutely. You go on to a 34-0 run. They get a late touchdown to make it 34-24. I'm sure those were 3 happy buses on the way back from Williamsburg. And it was a complete team victory.
Yeah, really. I mean, all across the board, the best second half of football that we have played combined. I think our defense has played a pretty good first half here and there. Offense played. But you said it, complete team victory. All phases were rolling in the right direction. Very exciting to see, and yes, made the bus ride home that much more enjoyable.
All right, well, you've beaten 2 top 15 teams so far, and another opportunity shows up this Saturday as the Delaware Blue Hens come to town. Always exciting when these 2 teams meet. It's Delaware will tell you Villanova's their rival for Towson. This is about as big as it gets in the conference, and you look at this Delaware team. They have won 4 straight games. Start off the year losing their first 2 ball games, and now have bounced back to win their last. Or excuse me, they've only lost 1.
Yeah, they lost to Penn State,
yeah,
which again they're undefeated against FCS. They're a very good program, no doubt. And as you mentioned, they're probably getting better as their games go on. And so what they did last weekend against Hampton, really a complete game. And, just the amount of points they scored, how they handled it, what their defense did, very impressive.
6-1, the only undefeated team left in the conference in conference play. And looking at their stats, something I don't think I've ever seen this late in the season. Their 2 leading rushers, Marcus Yarns and Kyron Cumby, they are averaging on 126 attempts, 7.9 yards per carry. That's unreal. Yarns 8.4 and Camby 7.3. You don't see that.
It's dynamic, and it really is. And last year at West Florida, we had 2 guys right in that range, and it's like every time you handle the ball, you expect almost a first down. And so you put the ball in their hands and you expect something good to take place. We're going to have to be extremely disciplined on defense to shut them down. Both of them are electric. You will see them take the ball out of pistol. You'll see them take the ball out of normal shotgun, and they are at the line of scrimmage extremely fast. And once they get there, they're explosive. So their stats are very well representative of the type of players that they are, because they hit the hole, they run hard, and they go. And so for us defensively, which is, I think, stopping the run is something that I think we've done well. We're going to need to bottle them up, and we're not only going to have to tackle them once, but we're going to have to tackle them twice, because they'll break out of tackles. So it's really got to be a gang tackling type of day for our defense.
And then the quarterback, Ryan O'Connor, they run more than they throw, 242 to 170 in plays this year, but 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 5 of his top 6 receivers are averaging at least 12 yards per reception. So when they throw, they're gaining yardage.
No, they're gonna go downfield, and you might see both quarterbacks play, because they played their second string guy last week, and he did a great job. So you may see 2 quarterbacks. Either who's ever back there, very explosive, very good arms, stretch the field. This is probably the most explosive plays that we have seen since a New Hampshire team. You turn on New Hampshire, they got tight ends running down the field, they got running backs running down the field. Delaware is the exact same thing, and their wide receivers are athletic. They're gifted. You throw that 50-50 ball up there, they're coming down with it, probably more than that. So this is a complete challenge for us.
All right, big game for the Tigers. They can get back to 500, over 500 in the conference with a victory this Saturday. Game time, 1 o'clock at Johnny Unitas Stadium. Weather is supposed to be spectacular. Come on out. If you can't, Gordy and I will have it for you on Monumental TV and TowsonTigers.com. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report.